our today's lessons, we are going to continue from where we stopped in the previous lesson. Don't forget, we are talking about completing the square method, that is solving quadratic equation by completing the square method. So let's solve this second example on the board. On the board, you can see that the question says y squared plus 3y minus 2 equals to 0. So how do we solve this? You already know that the first term is a perfect square because its square root will give us y, which is a rational value. Then the last term is not a perfect square because its square root will give us an irrational number. So what do? We have to move this minus 2 to this place. It becomes plus 2. So 0 plus 2 will give us 2. Therefore, we write y squared plus 3y equals 2. Now, the next step is we are going to add a value that will complete this square and also add it to the other side because of the equals to sign. So we are using the balancing the equation here. Anything we add to this side, we also add it to this place. So the next step is we take our bracket, put our squared. What comes in the first term, don't forget, we take the square root of y squared, and that will give us y. So here we come, write y and introduce the positive sign of the middle term. Now at this point, what are we going to do? How do we get this value here? It comes from the last term. So if we take the square root of k, we do not know what is going to give us, so we say b. All right, and if we are to look for k, that means we are going to write it as b squared. So which means that where I am having k here, I'm going to write it as what? B squared. So here we write our b and then equals to what? 2 plus b squared. So how do we get our b? We get our b from the middle term, which is 3y equals to, then we say 2 multiplied by this y we have here, then multiplied by the b we have there. So y we cancel y, and then if we divide everything here by 2, you will see that the value for b therefore will become 3 upon 2. Now this 3 upon 2, we are going to substitute it here. So over here we shall have y plus 3 upon 2 all squared equals to 2 plus now 3 upon 2 all squared. Don't forget that the value for b is 3 upon 2. Now over here we are going to solve this value. 3 squared means what? 9, and then 2 squared means 4. Please, let's come to this place. Let me show us how we are going to do this. So here we are having 2 upon 1, then plus 9 upon 4. And this would give us, we use 4 to multiply top and bottom so that we can have a common denominator. So here becomes 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. Then plus 1 times 9 is 9. And 1 times 4 is 4. So here you have it. Can see that the denominators are the same, so we can go on ahead to add the top part, which is 8 plus 9, and that gives us 17 upon 4. I hope that is very clear. So on this side I'm going to write y plus 3 upon 2 all squared to be equals to 17 upon 4. Now finally we are going to send this root sign to this place, and in doing that we have that y plus 3 upon 2 will become plus or minus. Take note that this square, once this square is coming here, it becomes a root sign over the 17 and the 4, and we introduce our plus and minus. So here becomes square root of 17 upon 4. The next step is to resolve what we have here. So here we have y plus 3 upon 2 equals to plus or minus. Now square root of 17 will still remain square root of 17 because it is an irrational number, and square root of 4 will become 2. We are going to write this, take it up from here to here. Now, the next thing is to move our 3 upon 2 to this side. So finally, we have the value for y to equals minus 3 upon 2 plus or minus root 17 upon 2. Now, we can leave the answer this way, or we can move on to group it as minus 3 plus or minus root 17. And since the denominator is the same, we collect it as 1 and write it in this way. So this is the final answer to the question. So y equals to minus 3 plus or minus root 17 all by 2. I hope you got this clearly. I will see you in my next lesson. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and also comment and like this video.